The Pennsylvania Diversity Network photo project on the wall. Some of those pictures are missing. We'll hear about that. I began the Pennsylvania Diversity Network photo project, same-sex couples facing inequality, at MCC's Freedom to Marry celebration in 2006. And now there are 387 couples in the project. Children in many of the pictures, there are way over 800 people in this project. Right now, the entire laminated version of the project is on display in the Capitol building in Harrisburg, right next to the entrance of the Senate, to remind Beth said I could only talk for 5 minutes. She's going to say in 4. To remind state senators that we are real people. You can see photos and videos at the PDN website. Last Monday, we were in Harrisburg to facilitate a lobbying day for marriage equality and against this latest constitutional amendment against our relationships. 75 people were there to talk to their senators and representatives, and these meetings really help. But one local state senator didn't show up to her meeting. She didn't even call to tell her constituent not to make the 2-hour drive. She's on the Judiciary Committee where the constitutional amendment could be stopped. So those of you who are her constituents, please join me in a large group visit to her in Bethlehem very soon. 22 years ago, when Trish and I fell in love, I asked her to marry me, and she said she would when it was legal. In 1988, we had both our parents, my sister and Trish's 2 sisters, and they were all supportive of our relationship. In June 2009, Trish and I were legally married in Connecticut. We had a lot of anniversaries, civil union, marriage in this church, etc. So we got married on my birthday so we'd actually be able to remember when our wedding anniversary was. But only my sister could attend our wedding. Everyone else had passed away, except Trish's 86-year-old lesbian sister, who was in a nursing home and could barely open her eyes to see the rings. When the ceremony was over, my sister said to me, "Now I have a sister-in-law. Please don't wait to be legally married. If you are in a long-term committed relationship and you would get married if it were legal to do so, then go to a marriage state and get married where it's legal to do so. You can see how to do it at the PA Diversity website. In Connecticut, it costs $30. It takes 1 day, you don't have to be a resident, and once you are legally married in one U.S. state, you never have to get legally married again. You just have to wait for the rest of the country to catch up." The concept of civil union is over. It didn't work anywhere. The issue now is marriage, because now tens of thousands of same-sex couples are legally married. It's no longer if we can get married. The issue is when. When will all the states and federal government recognize these legal marriages? How can you help that happen? Well, in 1967, the Catholic Church was a party to the Supreme Court case that finally compelled all U.S. states to recognize interracial marriage. The Catholic Church said it was a matter of religious freedom to have the right to perform these legal marriages in their church. And it was. Now, I don't think we can count on the Catholic Church to champion same-sex marriage equality, so we'll have to look to MCC and others like it to do this job. But tonight, we celebrate our relationships. So, let's look at the numbers. How many of you are in the photo project? Raise your hands. Good. Thank you very much. How how many of you have been in your committed same-sex relationship for under a year? Raise your hand. Okay, you don't have to do it that high if you're nervous. Every one of the 387 couples in the photo project would have raised their hand to that question at some point in their history. How many of you have been in your same-sex relationship from 1 to 4 years? Stand up. B. There are 700 people in the photo project who have been in their relationships for over 1 year. Sit down. Thank you. How many of you have been together waiting for equality from 5 to 9 years? Stand up. 542 of the people in the photo project have been in their relationships for over 5 years. Thanks, you can sit down. How about 10 to 14 years? Stand up. 362 of the people in the photo projects have been in their relationships for over 10 years. Thanks, you sit down. How about 15 to 19 years? What do we have? Yeah. 198 photo project people have been in their relationships for over 15 years. How about 20 to 29 years?
Yeah.
Of the people in the photo project have been in their relationships for over 20 years. How about